Here's an old art book that I did, probably 2011. This book I did a lot of experimenting around with various techniques. There was my art teacher, not a very good portrait, but I tried anyway. I came across a woman and her daughter, and they agreed to sit for me. Super long hair, but this one here, I really thought I did a good job on it at the time. I was looking at this the other day because I posted it to Pinterest. I thought, man, I should have known better at the time. This area here, I messed up those eyes. Nobody has eyes shaped like a football. This has been ripped out of the book long ago. It's just there. This is risky. I think I'm going to try to improve this 14 years later. First I put tracing paper to make sure I get the exact location of the eyes. Brush the water, then use the paper towel to lift it up, and then I use Mr. Clean sponges to sort of bleach it, and we'll let that dry. Sand it with very fine sandpaper. We have the dried and sanded area where the eyes were. I also put some gum Arabic on the back side because the paper's fairly cheap and thin. Traced her eyes where they were before. There's not a lot of room to work with pencil tips, so you get an idea. I have very little memory of the actual sitting. The young woman was, I can't say reluctant, but kind of a matter of fact, sitting just to please her mom, thinking that her eyes were looking out over me. So let's have her doing a slight upward gaze. I'll go between this and that. I've got the general layout drawn in. Now let's start painting. Not looking good. This looks good over here. This got too wet. The paper's too thin. I may have ruined it. But let's let it dry. Let's see if I could put some sort of miracle on here. I'm not giving up yet. I remember now. Back when I first started mixing skin tones, I added white as well as ochre and crimson red or cerulean blue, depending on it. So I just got through putting a lot of Chinese white in with my ochre and crimson and mixed it in. I think we might have salvaged it. We'll see how it dries. Got our eyes done. Let me show you what we got, and I'm gonna finish it up. The eyes were a challenge. I'm hoping it's better. All these scratch marks, I'm gonna paint right over the top of that with the cadmium yellow. I'm going to put in the permanent rose is this color here, but I'm gonna put it in her jewelry too. You can see where I scratched it, especially if I go in at an angle and do a side lighting. And so I scratched it there. Also put a glimpse over here, even though in the original painting it wasn't there. I didn't mess with a lot of the skin tone because it was a different combination of paint. I think once we put that yellow in, it'll really bring that out. What do you think? Stands out now, definitely brightens it up. We'll let that dry, and then I'll use the knife to get very minor details in the jewelry. Amazing what you can do with a few well-placed scratch marks. Well, maybe I should have blended in the cadmium yellow, so I did. It looks a lot better now. I'm calling this the finished product. It was a nice experiment, so there you have it.